All right. All right. Good afternoon, guys. So today, continue from where we stopped. The last time, um, we we're gonna continue from where I stopped the last time. If you look at it, we stopped at variation. I didn't take much question the last time. Now, but I have to remind you that don't forget I told you about what now we have blood group, and I told you it's controlled by just three what now alleles. And I told you that the genotype is based on what? Is either what? AA or what now AO and BB or what now BO. But this guy is just what now OO. And then I told you about the antigens and what now antibodies. You remember? And then I had to tell you about antigens. I told you antigens are foreign substance that are introduced into the body system, which can produce an antibodies. So you must not forget about antigens and antibodies. So I told you antigens are foreign substance produced in the body to produce a what? An antibodies. That's it. Then I made you to understand that all antigens are substances that can actually alter the what? The body. These were the things I said. And then antibodies fight against antigens. And then I make you understand that it's just like you knowing about your malaria. When you have malaria, the next thing is you go take anti-malaria, right? Because the anti-malaria will be able to attack the what? The protozoan, which is responsible for that disease. And what's the protozoan responsible for malaria? They call it what? Plasmodium falciparum. You get so that's what I make you to understand. So in that sense, that's what I said is P. P means plasmodium, and then falsi what falciparum. Okay, all right. So let's leave that side. So now, basically, now so there were some questions I was supposed to show you guys, and so let me bring out those questions out from here, and then we'll now quickly move on. So look at this question. It said, if a parent with blood group AB, I told you AB is what? AB is a universal what? Universal donor. No. O is universal donor, and AB is universal what? Recipients. Okay? And I told you why. You remember? I told you why about it. Because AB has on the anti what? Antigen what? A. He has an antigen what now? These guys have an antigen A and B. But it does not have an antibodies. But O does not have antigen A and B. It has antibodies. So that's why O can actually donate blood to everybody. O can actually donate blood to everybody. Why AB can receive blood from what now? Everybody. So um, don't forget that. Okay, just for you to let me remind you again. So blood group A, blood group B, AB, and what now? O. Remember? Those of you that didn't get it that time, I'm just going to just help you out a bit. So antigens, anti what? Antibodies. What are antigens? I told you, antigens are what? Foreign substance that can be introduced into the body system. You get it? Foreign substance introduced into the body system. And that same antigens used to produce what now? Antibodies. Why the antibodies fight against that's your what? Antigen. So I told you this guy have an antigen A, antibodies B. This guy have anti B, anti A. This guy have only anti A and what? B, and it has no what? Antibodies. Why this guy have no antigens, but have antibodies what? Antibodies. A and what? And B. If you put this in your head, that's the end of any question that we asked. So look at that question now. They said, question 32. They asked this question 9089, question 38. Okay. So they said, if a parent with blood group AB and OO produce 6 children, so that means if they produce 6 children, then I'm asking you that, what will happen to all of the what? The children. Okay, so they said if a parent with blood group AB and O produce 6 children, what will happen to all of them? Then option A said three of them will be, three of them will be, we're having blood group AB. All right, you don't have to stress yourself. Look at it. Blood group A, B, and what now? O. Okay. Now, the reality is very simple. If they are to produce 6 children, that means 6 good children. 3 of them will have group A, 2 of them will have group. All the offspring will have group O. One of them will have what now? Group A. Now look at this. Normally, if you are to cross this, you have what now? AO. Okay. If you are to cross this, you have what now? AO. And then if you are to cross this, you have to have what now? BO. If you are to do this cross, you have to have what now? BO. So at the end of the day, all the children you get now, if they give birth to 6 children, those children will either be blood group what? Blood group what? A, right? Or what? Blood group what? Blood group what? B. So that means some of the children will be A, some of the children will be what now? Will be B. You get? So some of the children will be A, some of the children will be what? Will be B. How do you get to know that? The cross tells you that. So now look at what the options are saying. The first option is saying that, okay, 3 of them will have blood group B, which is possible. 2 of them will have group A. There, right? All the offspring will have group O. That's wrong. None of them will have group A. So C and D is wrong. But the likely answer to this place is that if we do 6 straight of crosses, we'll have 3A and 3 what now? Best answer here to pick is what? Option what now? A. With this, you will have a blood group A to be 3 and blood group B to be 3. So three of the offspring, we have blood group what? We have blood group what? Blood group what? B. Yep. Okay, now let's move on. Let's move on. The other questions here, they said, if a child can receive blood from all donors, it belongs to the blood group what? So they are saying if this guy, if an offspring can receive blood from everybody. So I told you, which is your universal recipient? A what? A B. So if you can receive blood from everybody, then the answer will be what now? Blood group what? A what? A B. Now, let's go on. I like this question. So which of these is an example of discontinuous variation? I told you I told you the last time in the last class, I told you that variation, morphological and what? Physiological. I said morphological is divided into continuous and what? Discontinuous. And then I told you in physiological, it's all about just what? Discontinuous. Now, what is a continuous variation? I said continuous variation has to be has to be a type of variation whereby you can actually measure it. So a good example, I can actually measure the shape, I can actually measure the size, I can actually measure the weight, and I can actually what now measure yeah, I can measure the weight, I can measure the size, I can measure many other what now things, but weight, size, height, shape, we can all measure that. So those are good examples of what continuous what variation. And I told you in morphological, would you have one discontinuous, which is very common? The answer is finger what? Fingerprint. So in that sense, they now ask you a question here. Why discontinuous is a type of variation that you can measure. Okay, you don't measure discontinuous. Do you understand? You don't measure it. So look at the option they give here. Which of the following is an example of discontinuous what? Variation? Number one, they said body weight. I just told you we can measure body weight. So it's continuous. Okay. Now, number two, they say height. You can actually measure height. Number three, they say skin color. I told you skin color should be part of your continuous or variation because it's actually dictated to tell you that this guy is either black or what now, or white. So in biology, you used to say the person is what, fair or black. But in biology, it's just dark and what, and white. Are we together now? Are you with me? So in that sense, yeah. So the best thing for us to say right here is that the option A is skin color. So option A is body weight. Option B is height. Option C is skin color. And option D is what? Left-handedness. Left-handedness is a discontinuous what now trait. Left and left what now? What do I say? Yes, left-handedness is a discontinuous word now trait. Are you together? Good. So let's few more questions and then we we go on. There are a lot of questions here on this. Look at this one. They say an individual in an AB blood group is a universal recipient for blood donation because look at it. So I told you, come back here. AB has antigen what? A and B and does not have antibodies what now? A and what? B. It doesn't have any antibody. So they're not asking you that. Why is it that this guy can receive blood from everybody? I told you because it doesn't have an antibody that will fight against the what? Any antigens. So look at it. The option A says all red blood cells do not carry what? Antigen. Throw that away. All the red blood cell carries antigen A. That's a lie. It carries both antigen A and what? And B. Option C, all the red blood cells carry what now? Anti what? Antigen B. It carries both A and what? B antigen. But look at option D. There are no anti-A and anti-B bodies in the world, in the serum. I just show you that blood group AB does not have what? Antibodies. Jamb is simple to pass if you're in the right place. Do you get? And you're in the right place here, and they will show you how to get it done. So I'm just trying to show you these are questions they ask. And when you have the class, you get the knowledge. If you so pass questions, it's easy for you to what? Go. Now look at it again. Let's go on. Look at another question based on what? Let me look at this one. They say the ratio of a carrier to sickler from two carrier what now parents. Remember, I gave you the genotype of what now? Of a what sickle cell. Sickle cell what? Sickle cell anemia. I gave you. I did. I told you that A like this means the person's what? Normal. That means the person is not what now sickled. AS means the person is a what? Is a carrier. Okay. And then SS means the person is a what now? Is a sickle what now? They what? Anemia. Now there's not said we got two carriers. If you remember, I did a course like this for you last time. So they say we have two carriers. All right, let's see. Two carriers. So let's go. That what? A. We're having a what? A carrier. We're having a what? A carrier. And then we're having what? So how many normal person do we have? We have one. How many carrier do we have? We have two. How many sickle cell person do we have? We have what now? One. So the question was now saying, okay, if that is the case, how many carriers do we have in this world now? In this cross? How many carriers do we have? Two. That's all. That's all. But if they are asking you that, how many what now? People with sickle cell what now? Anemia. You're going to tell them you only have one. It's a ratio of one. The ratio of normal person to what? To A sickle person is 1:1. The ratio of normal person to a carrier is 1:1 now. So, okay, I just show you how easy it is. Now look at this one. They said, okay, which of the following is an example of discontinuous variation again? Now this time around, they still say discontinuous, but they changed the word now. Objectives. They changed the option. They said option A is what now? Skin color. Option B is what now? They said tongue rolling. Option C, no, let me not stress myself. They said C is body weight, and D is what now? Height. They said the reality is this is direct, straightforward. That means you're trying to tell me that skin color, I told you is what? Continuous. Tongue rolling is what? This what? Discontinuous. So what's your answer? Tongue what? Tongue rolling. So you can still solve more what now? More questions, more good questions there. They say a person with type O blood can donate to a patient with type A because the donor, who is the donor? Oh, what does he lack? He lacks an antigen word. A. They say he can donate to blood group what? A. Remember, there is an antigen. The antigen of blood group A is E. This guy does not have any word now. Antigen. So the option says a donor can donate because to blood group A because option A, it lacks antigen B. No, no. Lacks antibodies. What? No, he has. Lacks anti what B? No, he has both anti and what? Anti B what now? Bodies because he has it. Anti A and what? Anti B. So since he has anti A and what now? Anti B, he can attack this person. Do you get it? Because if he tries to attack this, there's an anti B who understand that oh, this guy is my party. Donate the blood to him. That's all. So these things are easy. Yeah. This last part. What the question says is that a person with type O blood can donate to a patient with type A because the donor's blood, who is the donor? O. The donor's blood lacks antigen B. Obviously, does it does the donor blood have antigen B? No. Lacks antibodies what now? A. He has antibodies A and what? B. Lacks anti B. He has both anti A and anti B what now? Bodies. We are dealing with blood group what now? A, right? Are we together now? What's the antigen of blood group A? Look at it here. Is A. What's the antibodies? Is B. So now, since O doesn't have an antigen, right? It doesn't have anti A or anti B. It can actually donate to this guy. Why? Because it's easy to donate to it because he doesn't have any antigen that the recipient will attack. Do you understand? The antibodies here, B, will be looking for the antigen what now? O to attack. But does he have any antigen there? No. So it makes it more easier to donate the what? The blood. That's all. O is donating. Who is receiving? A. It is the person who is receiving that used to form boss. You get what I mean by forming boss? I'm saying that, oh, I want to receive blood from you. What kind of blood are you bringing to me? So they get ready their antibodies. I come and fight this guy. Now he's coming to fight the guy. You already saw that even this guy that I'm coming to fight does not have any antigen. So what is he coming to fight? Nothing. They will allow the blood to what now? To go. And I told you the clumping of blood is called what now? If you do a wrong blood transfusion, then you will kill the person. And that process is called what? Agglutination. Agglutination means the clumping of the red blood cell. That means your blood, which is liquid, will now become solid, and then the person will choke, and the person will what? Will die. That ends it. There are still questions here, a lot. that has to do with what? Okay, I'm just going to take just 3 more and then look at it. Look at what I just said now. They said during blood transfusion, agglutination may occur when contrasting gene react with what? Contrasting what? Anti what? Bodies. That's all. Agglutination will occur when con contrasting gene react with what? Contrasting what? Antibodies. Similar antigen react with similar antibodies. Two different antigens react with each other. Two different antibodies react with what? Each other. Nah. Two different antigens react with each other. Nah. Similar antigens react with what? Similar what? Antibodies. Is an antigen. The antibodies is what now? Similar. So at this point, we need to move to a, you can just go solve more yourself. Okay, let me just do this last. I said 2 more, right? Let me do this last one. Which of the following statement is true of blood group and blood what now? Transfusion. Group O is a universal what now? Recipient, right? Yes. Group O is a universal recipient. Yes or no? If you say yes, I will fan you because group O, I told you is on the board, is a universal what now? Donor. Okay. Option B said group A can donate to group A alone. Yes, of course. Can it donate to any other person? No, just A. Group AB is a universal recipient. Oh, yes, that's true. Look at it. Universal recipient. And group B can donate to group B only. So they say which of the following statement is true of blood group and blood transfusion. So they said A can donate to group A only. Yes, it can donate to group A, but that only they put there is a fallacy. Why? Because there's a universal recipient. There is a universal what now? Recipient. So A can donate to what now? AB. Don't forget that. Because this guy can receive anybody.